All right, students, this video is on our router tables. Our router tables we use to cut shapes in the ends of a piece of wood, along the edge of our piece of wood, or along a curve on the edge of a piece of wood. We have several different kinds of router bits. We have router bits with many different shapes. You can see the shape of that one out there on that side. This one has got a different shape, and this one is just a nice rounded edge. We have probably a dozen different shapes we can use to put fancy edges on our piece of wood. Several of these router bits will do 3 or 4 shapes all built into the same bit depending on how high we stick it out of the table. So on the routers, we use these tables, the router bit sticking out of the table. We run our piece of board along that edge, and it will cut the shape that we want it. The router tables have a fence on them. If we're going to use the fence on straight edges, we like to secure the fence in position. And I have marks on this table to where this fence goes depending on which router bit we choose to use. And we are going to, for straight edges and ends, we put our board right up against the fence. We slide it across there, and you'll get a shape cut out of it. I'll show you how that works. For narrower pieces, we like to use push blocks to keep our fingers well away from the blades. The on switch is down here, a little bit lower right inside the table. I'll show you that when you're here. So we're going to put an edge in here, and I'll show you how it works. Pretty simple to use. You just run your board across the router bit. You can see this edge was square like this one, but we put a rounded edge in it. So that'll do roundovers. And the other router table right here, I have a little different shape in this one. I'll run this other edge over it so you can see what that one looks like. So that one put a little different edge in it. We have a round edge, and this other one did a little bit fancier edge, as you can see there. All right, so now I'm going to kind of go over the few safety rules we have for this so that you don't router your fingers. We just like to router the piece of wood. First of all, number 1, we like to secure the fence in position. Anytime you're routering straight edges or straight ends, okay, if the end is straight this way or this way, end, edge, we like the fence secured in position. Number 2, adjustments to this fence or the height of the blade have to be done with the blade at a complete stop. Turned off, complete stop. Number 3, we're going to feed wood into this router bit from the right to the left. Always from right side to left side. And there are some arrows on top of this fence to show you which way to move the piece of wood. Number 4, feed your wood into the cutter blade at a slow pace. You don't want to rip your wood across this router bit. We like to go nice and slow. And number 5, when you're routering narrow boards, this is only about 1 inch wide. When you're routering narrow boards, we like to use push blocks. 4 inches wide or wider, you're free to use your hands. But under 4 inches wide, we like to use push blocks. 4 inches is kind of our magic safety distance for your fingers from all the blades. So 4 inches here also. Anything narrow, use push blocks. And those are your safety rules.